Hey guys, how you doing? This is Manga Etc. I'm here to bring a review for One Punch Man Season 2, Episode number 10. So within this episode, really and truly, what we find out is that the Monster Association has said to the Hero Association, yo, gather up as many as heroes as you can. You have 3 days. Then come at me, bro. That's basically what they said. And as we see through this eyeball thing, that they're fairly confident that when the heroes turn up, that they're gonna just defeat them easy peasy lemon squeezy. And even after the eyeball has realized that Goketsu, I think his name was, has been defeated, that was a bit of a shock to him. But I still believe that the Monster Association right now has a whole load of confidence going for them out there. And now they leaked this to the press, and I guess they did this for I guess they did this for two reasons: to further show their confidence, and also, like the monster said, to recruit some more people. I don't think that's gonna go well for them, simply because we see the monsters, heading to ZC, going or trying to get to the Monster Association, only to run into my boy Saitama, and he did the One Punch Man thing, and everyone defeated. Now we know that that group was defeated. And we know that Saitama is on his way, so I don't know, maybe there's some people that came before them, and maybe some latecomers. What I'm basically trying to get at here is that I think that some monsters will get to the Monster Association to reinforce their numbers some further. So speaking of the Monster Association now, we do get to see kind of the innings of how they operate within this episode, where we see Orochi. He don't take no tish. He don't. If you've got an L on your name, then you're not in the Monster Association no more. Now we see someone getting an allowance. She got spared. She was allowed to live for another day. But there was that one guy like, yo, you lost. Some cannibalism tish right there, and he just got munched. And we also know that yes, the leader don't respect his boys, but in the same way, the boys don't respect their leader. Well, we know this because there was the mentioning of how, I think it was when everything's all said and done, but regardless of that, it was mentioned that how it was basically said, yo, if anyone wants to take a pop at being a leader, you know what you gotta do. You gotta take out the current leader. I'm like, okay then. Okay then. So there's that. That's the innings of the Monster Association that we learned within this episode. So we know that the Hero Association has to gather heroes to go after the Monster Association. It's just a matter of who do you think is going to be gathered. And now I'm on the thinking of that. I think for the majority, we might see some S. I do believe it's going to end up being all S class and Saitama. It is possible that we could see some S class heroes that we haven't seen, because I don't think we've been introduced to all of them. I don't think we have. But I do believe there's a chance for us to meet some more heroes that we haven't seen before, and they go and do the dirty for this arc. So far currently we have the bodybuilder. We see him within this episode take out the monster. Skin is tough as steel, and that they're flexing, and we see that he's gonna go. We know that they're trying to get hold of King, so that's how I decide. King will probably end up going, I don't know, but just the link to how Saitama finds out about it, obviously. I also think Mr. Lollipop, the Lollipop Kid, I'm going to call him because I don't know his name. I think he's going to go because we see him in this episode talking to Metal Knight about it, and Metal Knight says that he is not going. And rightly so, because he realizes that this is a trap, so he's doing the smart thing. I did find it funny when he said we should forget about the hostage and just nuke the place right off the bat. I did find that funny. But he says he's not going, but I can see him actually going, not a part of the main force, but working in the shadows, taking this opportunity, saying, okay, cool, I know that the Hero Association is sending over some people. I know for those reasons the Monster Association will be distracted. Let me go do my thing within the shadows and help. I can see that happening, but if he doesn't, he said he wasn't going to. He said he wasn't going to. So there's that. You can't blame him for that. In this episode, Genos also gets fixed. That happened. That was a thing. And the last thing I want to talk about is Gyro. So he's suffering some more amnesia within this episode for the kick by Saitama. But that's not what I want to talk about. In this episode, actually before I talk about that. So in this episode, he's in this shed, whatever, and he's speaking to the kid who's been helping him previously with the hero guide, and he's like, "Do you want me to give you some advice to deal with these bullies that you've been dealing with?" And at first I was thinking, oh, okay, this is gonna be because Gyro calls himself the monster. I was thinking this is quite a human thing for him to do, and that he was going to give him some good advice. Now the advice that he gave the kid wasn't good, but it was advice that's all the same, showing the human side, and that threw me off quite a little bit. But the advice was poor pants. This wasn't good advice at all. But the main thing to talk about with Gyro in this episode is his fight with 8 A-class heroes. Now, props to Gyro, because right now he mentions he's injured. Thanks to my boy Watchdog Man better be coming, to the Monster Association. He better be there. Anyway, but yeah, thanks to what Watchdog Man did to him, Gyro's feeling a kind of way. He's injured, and I guess the kick by Saitama did a bit more of an injury to him. So for him to stand up, granted, I think I don't know what's gonna happen next episode, but for him to stand up to 8 A-class heroes with a little bit of quick reading, so he knows their abilities somewhat, briefly. He's doing all right for himself. Yeah, you got put some respect on his name for that. But some respect has got to come off the names of the 8 A-class heroes, because right now my man is severely injured, but yet they're still struggling. Now, granted, I think if things continue, they'll get the win. Well, it should have been like an instant win, and they're just not getting it. So what I think is going to happen now, I do not know, because I'm thinking, Gyro's supposed to be like, the last main big bad. At least I think that's how it's supposed to be. So there has to be a way for him to get out of this situation. So I know it's going to be a struggle because he's got to get away from 8. And last time he had to run away from Watchdog Man, it was just the 1. And I could see Watchdog Man allowing him to escape. But I think he will escape somehow. I don't know how. I'm going to have to wait until next week to see, just like you guys. But I do see him escaping. Or possibly Silverfang hopping in there like, yo, you guys fall back. I'm dealing with this kind of vibe. But he is definitely going to escape. I just don't know how. But yeah, that was everything I got to say about this episode. I do believe it deserves a 3-star rating. Like always, guys, must go for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.